Theseus builds a stadium of stone, so beautiful it had no other clone. On the east and west a white marble gate stood, for the three most respected gods they would build honorable temples for prayer, to console their fate of the love affair. Venus, Diana, and Mars were the gods they worship in favor of their odds. Theseus was pleased with his creation, though it will only bring devastation. The day of battle was arriving, Arcite and Palamon are both striving to know who will win and who had lost, who will get the girl and whose life it will cost. Lycurgus, the king of Thrace, came to support Palamon and all his men in his court. 4 white bulls pulled his chariot of gold, followed by other lords that had enrolled. Emetris came with Arcite, clothed in gold, king of India, 25 years old. He came riding in on a gold saddle, with lords behind him 2 armed for battle. The lords were to be ready on Sunday morning to get the battle under way. Theseus gave the lords a place to stay, and to honor their service a buffet. Palamon took a journey Sunday night in honor of Venus before the fight. He knelt down with a stern and humble heart to call for Venus to play her own part.
Venus of love, take my humble prayer, that is to win this horrid love affair. I am not asking for fame or glory, but to rather know my own love story. All I want is the lady in my hand. If this is not my fate, I understand. But please allow Arcite to spare my heart. If she is not mine, I will fall apart.
Palamon, at the end of the prayer, thought Venus would not allow him to spare. As the statue shook and home he returned, Emily visited Diana concerned. She hoped to stay a maiden, not a wife, nor a lover for the rest of her life. Emily spoke, saying,
Diana of chastity, don't allow me to know love. I don't want to know the company of a man, or be a laborer of love. If it is my destiny to know love, send me the one I will be in awe of. As long as I live as a maiden, I will continue to serve you hereby.
When the prayer Emily said finished, the fires by the altar diminished. Emily was struck with fear as she cried, for she did not know what was signified. Diana then appeared, confirming she would find love even if she disagreed. Arcite then took his turn to pay respect to Mars, hoping to receive no neglect. Arcite with intense devotion pleaded,
O God of war, please help me when needed. Control my arms and grant me great success, so that I may be able to possess Emily in my hands after I win. Show her my great love for her within. Please help me tomorrow in my battle, so Emily shall see a chapel. Give me a victory and I will ask no more, and be happier than years ago.
The ending caused the doors to clatter fast, hoping this reinforced what he had asked. Arcite then returned home with great delight, and then the gods started to have a fight. Venus versus Mars, Jupiter found the peace, one god's true worshipper would see release. As the day arrived, all began to dance, excited to see which will have romance. As the lords marched through, the armor so lush, ready to begin the fight and to rush. The 2 Theban kings brought a great crowd to the palace who were betting out loud. They were betting on who would win the fight, which to some was an interesting sight. To the palace the honored knights were called, where the rules of the battle were installed. Theseus wished them good luck and success, then the 3 lovers began to process. Arcite and Palamon rode side by side, and followed behind them was Emily. Palamon eastward and Arcite westward, they entered the gate as the crowd was heard. The battle began, causing each to rush. Not long after red blood began to gush. Bones were crushed to pieces due to maces, and long spears pierced skin in different places. A break is allowed for the knights to rest, then the knights resume fight for the best. Emetris spears Palamon sighed deeply, but to win Palamon fights back feebly. The strong Lycurgus then comes to the rescue, so Arcite has no real chance to pursue. Theseus then ends the fight on this note, because death in the rules was overwrote. Theseus gives Arcite Emily's hand, which went against the gods' plan. As the gods weep, Saturn relieved the pain, and then Arcite was stripped of his love gain. An earthquake shook the ground under Arcite, and the knight fell on his head from great height. As blood ran, he laid as if he were dead, carried out as he harmfully bled. He was not supposed to die from the pain. Everyone was happy, no one was slain. The tournament was completely over, but Arcite's injury is not closer to being healed, instead more threatening. The end of Arcite may be unsettling. As his muscles are destroyed from poison and he begins to lose his emotion, Arcite now sees the vision of his death, and as his life goes he takes his last breath. telling Emily he loves her the most, and Palamon must give the winning toast. Emily, taken away from our sight, began to weep from morning and all night. Emily and Theseus both grieving, but eventually began accepting that death is the end of everyone's pain, and Arcite's body needs a place to reign. Theseus considered the location of the tomb and came to a conclusion. He created a tomb in the grove of the Theban knights' first battle of love. A funeral was in process for Arcite, with everyone in black for the dead knight. By length of a certain number of years, the mourning had stopped along with the tears. Emily and Palamon were wedded. Palamon took her and was not dreaded. Palamon now in complete happiness, living in bliss with no sign of illness. Emily loves Palamon tenderly, while he also serves her respectfully.